Was the bathtub always that clean? I swear the soap bar was on the tray. Why is it sitting on the floor now? And what is that thing looking at me from behind the shower curtain? The Akaname, the filth licker, a yokai which subsists off the filth from the tubs and wash basins of Japan. It tends to vaguely appear as a human girl or child, with a skin tone varying from normal fleshy hues to green to blue to black. It really depends on the artist and the account for that. But something that is consistent throughout all of its appearances is its lengthy tongue, one that extends down and out to lap at the grime the creature seems to survive off of. This trait seems to leave the creature as relatively harmless, though, as it waits until those who it wishes to feed from are not looking, or are away, or are asleep, and laps at their grime and dirt over the course of the night, licking at their tubs and basins and sinks and anywhere else filth would gather. But when day comes, they disappear, only to reappear at night, to feast as new grime appears yet again. Akaname first seemed to appear in Toriyama Seiken's Gazuhyaki Yagyo, or the Demon Horde's Night Parade, of which I covered partially in this video. There, he does not give much outside of a basic appearance, which we're seeing now. In the intervening 250 years since the publication of that seminal work, of course, the art has changed, but the folklore that stemmed from its name, Aka, in this case meaning filth, grime, dirt, or kind of exfoliated skin, and Name, meaning to lick or taste, has remained very consistent, as has its portrayal as something that kind of lurks in the dark and eats grime and dirt when you're not looking. However, there is a darker origin. Around a century before Seiken's 100 Demon collection, there were stories of another filth licker, the Akane Buri, a creature created by the very life energy or ki of the accumulated dirt and grime in old bathhouses or in the depths of abandoned buildings. Coming from dirt, the creature must subsist off the very same dirt and filth. Kaneburi, though, have a darker account, though how consistent this is kind of debatable. But it goes something like this. A man once was going to an onsen, that is a hot spring, far off the beaten path and in the mountains. He had gone several times, over and over and over again, constantly bathing alone with no one else around. Yet one day, as he bathed, a beautiful woman came to him and simply asked, "Would you mind if I cleaned your back?" Maybe he thought he'd score, or maybe he just appreciated the gesture. He agreed, and gave her his back. At first it was fine, smooth, gentle strokes that seemed to eat at the grime that coated him. But then, before he knew it, those smooth strokes turned cutting and far more rapid. It was not a towel she was using to wash his back. No, it was her tongue. For this was no woman, but an Akane Buri. He could not scream, could not escape, could not do much, being reduced to nothing but bones. Or so the story goes. So, when's the last time you cleaned your bathroom? Maybe keep a careful eye out, or maybe you too can be met by the Akaname. And pray that it is only an Akaname, for the Akane Buri may not be so friendly. As always, thanks for watching. Stay hydrated and be good people.